Radio Scotland.
The last hour with hot chocolate, and we're starting this hour with the Cardigans. It's quite a cosy duo right there, Paul. Let's see what you've done. You're ushering in the cold weather.
I didn't do anything, but now I fear I have to find some song referencing slippers for the start of the third hour.
Now, you did ask me, sorry, and if you're just tuned in, you're listening to the Ashley Storrie Show on BBC Radio Scotland live from Pacific Quay, joined as always by Sidekick Silent Paul. Paul, you asked me last week, have you spotted any Christmas lights up?
Yeah.
And I have now.
Okay.
I'm not talking about council Christmas lights, because I have seen some of them when I was in London. Soho has its Christmas lights
That's
up.
ridiculous.
I think they're there all year round. But
That's just lights then,
I saw,
Ashley.
no,
That's not
it said Soho, and I think that's Christmas. Or it's just a pun on Soho, I don't know.
Soho's a bit seedy, Ashley.
No, it's not. It's a colourful, bright and artistic, vibrant neighbourhood. Anyhow, when I came back from London, there on the street round the corner from my house is a door with a light up wreath, Christmas lights in the window, all ready to go. So I have officially spotted Christmas light decorated houses. So it has begun. I think it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And if that was the song we were playing now, that would have been a beautiful segue. But it's not. I was just saying the words. We've got text messages to read out. Hi Ashley and Paul. It's Nick Braid, formerly from Lanark, but I moved to Lead Hills. I think it would be more fun in snooker if there were cats at every pocket that might move the ball out of the way.
Well, you'd need to put that. Well, if there would need to be safety in place, safety measures in place,
100%.
to prevent cats from being
in
hit
the
by
pocket.
The balls might have to be wool.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's making snooker all the more interesting. And then at the end, they have to knit their own waistcoats out of the balls.
And then I get it would probably be quite hard to throw.
Yes.
The balls, or hit the balls with a cue.
That's
so maybe you
called
could throw
snorking.
them like balls.
No.
And they stand on top of the table.
It's still got cues, and then you snork the ball with the cue, which is the official terminology for when you line up a cue and you hit a ball.
Is that right?
Snorking. Yep, that's true and completely not a lie. He says he is in Lanark, even though he has moved, but he is in Lanark today. So thank you so much for letting us know. Hi, pals. Slightly surprised to hear Paul say that we're not into sadomasochism on the Ashley Storrie Show, especially since half the fun is hearing you two slag each other with your friendly but cutting banter. I don't think either of you have needed a safe word yet, though. No, we don't have a safe word. We have safe faces where I look like I'm going to cry and Paul knows that he's hurt my feelings, and then Paul looks really angry and I know that I've hurt his feelings, but it rarely happens.
I don't think words really fall into the S&M category.
What do you mean? Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? Let's not go into it because it's like quite edgy territory and we're not nearly edgy enough for having this conversation.
I also don't understand that
But
world.
I also I don't know enough about it. It's as odd to me as curling. Like, that's how much supposition I'd been doing. It would be the same with we don't know why they brush the ice. Anyway, he says, sports, yes, I like a lot of it, but I'm chiming in with your question of the sport category for certain things. Like, I love snooker, but I do agree it's definitely more of a game or a contest than a physical exertion.
I don't know about that. If I had to bend over a table, it would hurt my back. That's quite exerting.
Yeah, but then that would mean that you're like reaching for pies as a sport across a
No,
buffet
because I'm
table.
not doing that competitively against another
I don't
player.
know if you've ever been to a buffet that's in a shopping centre, but that is competitive to get the food that's good. I think
It's not an officially sanctioned sport, though.
that would be a fun sport, though. Buffet wars. Have you ever been to America? Have you?
No, never.
Let me tell you, there is nothing more combative and competitive than when they bring out biscuits at breakfast, because they
And
go
you don't
really
mean
fast.
the biscuits that we eat here. You mean
No, it's
the
the savoury
biscuits
scone.
that's basically... Yeah.
And I will call it that when I'm in America, despite nobody knowing what I'm saying. I will say I'll have a savoury scone and chicken with gravy, thank you very
and
much.
the gravy's white.
Oh no, the gravy is white and it's not very nice and it's got mashed up mincemeat in it. Anyhow, that's a competitive sport. There was a man...
It's not a competitive...
No.
It's a competitive action that's taking place.
All you need is a guy with a wee stripy t-shirt and a whistle, and that's the sport. Going, contenders ready!
I don't think John Anderson's going to sit in a China
Biscuits
buffet king.
ready!
Other buffets are available. Whistling at people.
Could you imagine if we could book him to do that? To just stand in like a buffet and commentate?
Well, they're bringing gladiators back, so... But I bet it's not him. Maybe there'll be a new...
He was a
referee.
showman. Anyway, that's one thing I love about the Olympics. Continues texter. Actually,
Wait a minute, stop. See if they're bringing back gladiators.
Yes.
They should make the referee Wolf. Because he's probably too old to take part in some of the games.
That's such
but
a good idea,
if you make
Paul.
Wolf the referee, if you are the
Hashtag.
producers of the new supposedly Gladiators that is being rebooted, Wolf for the referee.
Hashtag Wolf Ref. That's what we want to see on Twitter, to make Wolf the referee of Gladiators. I don't know why I'm doing hashtag fingers. This is radio and nobody can see it. Anyway, our texter continues. That's one thing I love about the Olympics actually, is watching things you'd never have known were actually thought of as a sport. Like they give medals for shooting. Who'd have thunk it? It's a strange and wonderfully diverse world, isn't it? Says Martin in Orkney. Martin Orkney, thank you so much for getting in touch. Weirdly, we were talking about Rod Stewart, and Davy Hepburn in Aberdeen has got in touch about Rod Stewart, but we weren't talking about Rod Stewart on air, so that's when it's weird. He says, I once saw Rod Stewart in the Faces kicking footballs across the stage on Top of the Pops. Is that musical sport, Paul? Paul says no. Get in touch.
That's japery.
It's hijinkery. Get in touch via text 80295. Let us know, what do you consider a sport and how would you make sport more interesting? You can also email us. What's the email, Paul?
It's ashleystory@bbc.co.uk.
Do you know what I think is a sport?
What's that?
Just if you stand and then you jump. Here's the Pointer Sisters.
Oh, that was poor.
It was great.